Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, use your soul to control your phone. Toasting gets Bluetooth and a way to make your own cider at home on the desktop. So sit back and relax. It's time for the KickCast. Hey everybody, it is time for another episode of the KickCast, the podcast where we go out and find crowdfunding projects and let you know if you should backtrack or sack them. I'm Ktdata, one half of the show, but the man that is joining me is the reason why anybody ever comes here. It is the one and only Drew Tyler.
I'm the draw.
How are you doing, my friend?
Like when you come to the sideshows of the circus. That's what I am. The mythic man.
Well,
I'm good.
You do have that kind of cool glow right now for that kind of. Ooh,
I opted.
just add some more curtains around.
I just opted this dark room glowing face effect. It's effective. It's good.
I should have.
I'm good.
Yeah, I should have put a little like green hue over you to make you like the Wizard of Oz or Zordon for Power Rangers if we put a blue one on there. So maybe that's a plan for the future is to. Or
I can go blue.
Or I know. Maybe I'll get fire. Your girls will love you having, or your wife will appreciate me giving you flamethrowers to have going off in the back.
Yes, this is good. I've got some control.
but I do know you are on the eve of going back to school. That would be an epic intro. Is if you just have a TA just roll in a cart, like back in the day, roll in a cart and just hit play, and it's just you with flames behind there.
I have always wanted like some sort of pyro, right? If not flames, because they could probably get me in trouble, but some sort of like booster cannon, just what are they, like the air cannons or the steam or whatever, just something that just goes, and I would just walk in with my own like theme song. I mean, blowing out some confetti cannons, and it would just be like, "Welcome back."
What would your theme song be?
I'm pretty sure it would be something from Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to think hard about it, but
it's like maybe Bad. Just come in.
Bad would be solid, right? I'm bad, you know it. Like that would probably be a pretty good start. Yeah. I could do that.
You'd be Stuff of Legends. You already are, but that just cemented in.
Yeah, I have to think hard about this, but I would love to have a theme song.
Yeah. So if you guys have suggestions for Drew's theme song, let us know. Tweet us at Ktdata at Night20 and at KickCast. We'd love to hear.
I would love to know what you think I should be theming.
Okay, so if this is your first time on the show, welcome. And yes, we do shenanigans that have nothing to do with the show at the beginning, but it's mostly Drew worship.
We gotta ease into it. It's like when the swimmers get up on the starter blocks and they like slap themselves. Yeah. Nothing to do with the swim. It's just loosening up. That's all we're doing. We're loosening it up.
Yeah. So before we actually go into the projects, we have two quick news articles to go into. Okay. Drew, you're a big proponent of online learning.
Yes, I do. I do a lot. I've had my own courses. Yes.
Yeah, you have your courses on a couple of. Have you heard of a platform called Skillshare?
Yes, I know Skillshare.
So Kickstarter has now partnered up with Skillshare, and they've made kind of their own educational playlist type thing, where you can and on top of that, you get 3 months free. Kudos to Kickstarter for going through some of these different tutorials that they have listed out there. So they actually have, I think they did 15 classes and put together a list. And some of them, like we talked about our last episode, strategic storytelling, building community around your creative project, personal brand manifesto, who do you think you are? And insightful guide to becoming a freelancer. Drew could write his own. Why don't you have a course on this?
I could help. I could certainly help.
I'd love to hear the chapter about collecting your dues from different things. Just your stories of back alley muggings and stuff to get your money.
Paying the dues. Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you guys go check it out on the Kickstarter blog. If you click through that link, they will give you 3 months free, and that's 3 months is a lot of time, right, Drew?
That is a lot of time, and there's a lot to learn. These I know Skillshare and several others. They just have oodles and oodles of information, and so if you get like 3-month membership to all access a lot of this type of stuff, it's worth just a click. Come on.
Yeah, and so since I haven't taken an online class like this, I've taken online classes, but those were for university. So like How is the experience for somebody who's been out of school for a while or has never done this?
It's quite easy, especially with something like Skillshare or Udemy or Curious.com. Like there's so many different kinds. They are set up to be like almost like broken into class sections, but you don't have to worry about being there on time. You don't have to worry about the teacher calling on you. It's very much a sit and receive method of receiving what the lesson is. They'll have chapters, and so you could watch as many in a row as you want. Some of them will say, "Here, watch chapter 1, 2, and 3, and learn these things," and then we'll ask you a couple of questions for like a quiz break. So you still get a chance to regurgitate or at least apply some of the things that you're learning. But fantastic way to learn, just because you do it on your own time. If you don't have time tonight, you do one chapter, or even, and they're not even chapters. Some of them are just some are like reading and structured out in like like you would read in the manual, and some of them are straight videos. A lot of them are videos. So you just sit down and wait for somebody to lecture to you for 5-10 minutes, and then you move on. And there's some really great teachers out there that find themselves doing these types of quick online courses, right?
Yeah. So if you ever need to,
great.
if you guys ever need to learn how to use Final Cut, let me know. I know a guy.
I know. I do have the course on teaching how to do Final Cut. I honestly think if I had more time to myself, I have no time, but if I did, I think I could probably do a whole collection of courses on like media creation, just short bite-sized content creation. I could own it.
I'd love that. I mean, I've learned tons from you, and I feel like one day I'm gonna be on like my deathbed, and you're just gonna hand me a tuition bill or something.
Here is for everything that I've ever taught.
All your knowledge. Here you go. Because I know you're gonna outlive me. So our next news story is kind of something that we've talked about before, and something that I've been thinking about recently that I probably should do more for the site is actually building an email list and your community.
And hard thing to do.
Because Drew, you as you're a marketer, you've done this before. Are emails dead, or are they still important?
Still important for a couple of reasons, and one of them is that they're one of the few ways still that you can say to somebody, "Are you interested in what I have to say?" Sign up, and then when I have something to say, you'll get it, and you won't miss it. The difference with like doing that on a social media network like on Twitter or on an Instagram, follow me if you want information, is that there's a clutter going on there. They may follow thousands of people in their Twitter, and if they miss the day that you tweet or the moment that you tweet something pertinent or important to them, it's just going to get kind of in with the noise. Email, now it is full of noise, and there's a lot of people that have done it, but it's still an important way to collect people together that are looking forward to something that you're making. So collecting that email list, growing that community before you launch, it's one thing to be like, okay, follow us on Twitter and we'll tell you when it is. And it's another thing to kind of have a set email that you don't spam them, right? So you're not sending something out every week, but as the time gets closer, you go, okay, here's the date that I want everybody to be ready and to join us in our launch. And then on that date, here are the special things that you're going to get if you back us on day one, right? So that email list and collecting those emails, that's a gold mine. It really is.
Yeah, and so our Indiegogo posted a nice article on 7 surefire ways to build your email list. So let me know if these work for you or not, Drew.
Okay.
So the first one is, of course, start early with a pre-launch landing page. I know you've actually done this before. How successful was it to have a kind of pre-launch landing page?
It makes a huge difference because you'll find that as you start to build your project, you want to tell people where to go. And if it's not live on Kickstarter or Indiegogo yet, you can't send them to a page. You can't say, go back it now. We talk about all the time about getting your community revved up and ready to go on day one. You've got to have a place for them to go still before your Kickstarter, your Indiegogo, or whatever crowdfunding is set up. And so a launch rock page, and there's several other ways. In fact, I think
Indiegogo actually has
one, right?
They call it the coming soon thing, where you can actually post it there, and
you capture emails with that, right? And that's the whole key is like, come learn a little bit about the project. We can't give you all the details right now, like pledge levels and all that stuff, but we'll give you a little bit of information what's coming. Leave us your email, and we will tell you when to go. Like that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You got to have that.
Okay, and then number 2, this one I am terrible at because I don't carry on paper and stuff, but collect email addresses at offline events. Anytime you go to an event, conference, or meetup, offer a sign-up sheet, grab an email. I am terrible at doing this.
It's hard to do that, isn't it? I mean, it feels like you're asking for money almost. Like it is, and getting people's email is That's a tough thing. That's a tough thing. That's a very personal thing, I think.
Okay, and this one is, if you do have subscribers, enlist the help of your current subscribers. Have you seen this help?
Yes, like if you've already got a smaller list, tell everybody, hey, if you like what we've been telling you or what we've been sending you, or if you followed us doing X for the last couple of months, tell your friends, join them, and then offer them that referral deal.
Yeah. The next one is boost signups through social medias. Schedule tweets and stuff to remind people, or a Facebook post. I know this is 100% how we've advertised the Dice Masters podcast on this network. By the way, you guys should check out a Dice Masters podcast if you play Dice Masters.
Smooth.
And like I haven't spent a dime. Actually, all the shows on this network, I've spent $0
well, you spent a lot to make them go, but zero on advertising.
Yeah, I've spent $0 on advertising. Other things, yes.
It all goes into the tech to gear in the phone.
It goes, but that's how you guys have discovered it, or just us going out. So that actually works. And if you have, and that's where you get those power users that are super into the product, that you've kind of shown a little bit behind the scenes, that when you launch, when they say something, they either know a lot of people, or when they say something, a lot of people will listen to them. Those are kind of the ways to do it. This one I've never done before because I've never really found an effective way to do this, but host a Twitter chat. That's a little weird because I've had times when people that I follow, and I pay attention to their tweets, they're doing a Twitter chat and they just hashtag something, and I'm going, what are they talking about?
Yeah, if you're not in the chat, it feels a little weird. It's like, what? But like it says on here, even if you don't host one, it isn't a bad idea really to find a Twitter chat that happens around your industry, or whatever it is. If it's fashion, or if it's technology, or something, accessories or whatever, find something that the Twitter chat's happening, engage in it, be a part of it, and when it's the right moment, lay out your I'm working on this. Yeah. I'm working on this. If you're interested, let me know. But I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So finding a Twitter chat, I think that's a legit option.
And so the last two we have is, one is offer something, which you mentioned before, kind of that referral bonus incentive. And of course, and the last one is always be testing. Experimental. I like this line. Experimentation is core to marketing.
It is, because everybody is so quickly desensitized to whatever it is that's going on, and 6 months from now it'll be something else that we have to push or find or grow for marketing. So for definitely always be testing. Always A/B, like this one worked, this one didn't, I'm going to do more of this.
And I'm waiting for the day where there's going to be a picture of you just streaking through a crowd because you've run out of all the other options and that's all you have left.
It's getting closer every day.
Okay, so this week we don't actually have any kick shouts, but if you do have a project that you want us to mention, send us a tweet or something 120 words or less, and we'll mention it on the show. KickCast at ktdata.net, or at KickCast for the Twitter, or at KTData. Now onto our projects today. Drew,
ready, set, go.
I know you were the inspiration for me going back to the gym.
I don't know how I did. I don't gym at all. How did I do that? How was I?
Well, you were running and doing these half marathons, and I'm like, oh crap! How am I going to keep up? I have to keep up and keep appearances, guys.
I did. That was a while.
See, Drew wakes up looking like that. I have to spend hours and hours of and I got to get beauty sleep, and I put on these masks and creams, and I don't know if I'm still man anymore, Drew.
Get married already. So let somebody put those creams on, and I'll tell you everything. This is fantastic.
Some people are born perfect. Others have to work their ass off to get even a quarter of that. but so while you're running and stuff, do you ever have that problem where you're like, man, I wish I could, your hands you're usually moving your arms and everything, and it's hard to change a track or, answer the phone or something like that, right?
Yep. But I started to do a little bit with my watch, but it was still it would just be, it was not easy to be swipe, and
Yeah, and did you wear a fitness tracker, or did you just have the Apple Watch on?
I had the Apple Watch, but I'd actually end up taking my phone oftentimes because I wanted a full GPS run keeper. The Apple Watch will keep track of your steps and long distance, but I wanted more than that. I wanted direction and speed.
Then did you strap it onto your arm, or just leave it in your pocket?
Both. Like I'd run and bounce it in the pocket, or I'd put it on the arm. My 6 Plus was like massive. Like
and you're like me, where it just like feels weird because you're off balance slightly. Or there's something because when I'm running on the treadmill, everything goes out of my pockets, or it just bugs me. So this actually may be a solution for both you and I. It is called the Insolito, and it is actually a way. It's a Bluetooth insole, so shoe insert. You insert it into your shoe, and it can actually control your phone. And it also has a fitness tracker built in. And
hold on, stop, back up. It's an insole. We're talking about a rubberized something that you put in your shoe.
Yeah, you put in your shoe,
and you can connect it to your phone.
Yeah, and it has a fitness tracker built in and a safety alarm built in.
What?
So what's cool about the Insolito is there's 2 spots, so you can tap with your kind of the front of your foot, your toe, or tap in the back, and using a combination of different taps, you can have it do different things on your phone. So you could have, like, say, if you tap your heel twice, it'll take a selfie, or if you tap the tip of your toe forward or something like that, you could start playing music. It's fully controllable. You can even like do, hey, send out a tweet of this from the shortcut. So you just put little shortcuts together on it. And on top of that, it does have the, your step tracker. It tracks how fast you're going, how many miles you've gone. I love the speed. And so like 67 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is in non-space
points. It's probably
about
40 miles, but yeah.
But that's impressive. It has those information, and also it does have this kind of like emergency function. So say somebody's holding you up, you could like secretly just tap your foot using the secret combination, and it would share your location. It could tweet, Facebook, whatever, or it even can call 911.
Okay, so I think that's good. I'm not in that I'm not in that many emergencies that I would need to tap my way out, but I often get situations.
Not all of us have personal bodyguards like you do, man.
No, I mean, like, I would totally tweak this thing, and so instead of like calling 911, it would like text a buddy, and it'd be like, "Call me now" or something, just to get out of meetings. I'd be like, I can just tap my foot.
Oh, that's a great idea. Why don't you
get out?
You could do that. You can program it because it's fully customizable. The app will allow you to do it, and this is the great part. So you're like, ew, it's an insole, so I have to like.
Yeah, what do you plug in?
You have to like pull it out. You have to reach into your shoe and pull it out, right?
Yeah, well, and with something like that, it'd be like every 2 runs, you'd be like, I got to plug in my insoles, and that's just one more thing to worry about.
Nope, it has a 30-day battery on it, and it uses induction charging, so you can just
put your shoe
on top of the charger.
They've thought of everything.
It's beautiful, right?
Yeah, I'm blown away. This is just like. This is a functional level of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's still functional.
And you think about it, an insole probably costs you $20 about.
Oh, easy 20. Yeah.
You know how much they're actually offering this for? If you get it on Indiegogo and you don't get the early bird's $59. The Indiegogo price is $70, which if you think about the amount of technology that's putting in there, I'm like, how in the world? That's the price of the induction charger.
Yeah.
On top of everything else. It's not that bad of a price. They just barely launched. They're only at $741 right now, unfortunately, but they just barely launched.
There's some time.
Drew, is this something that you think you would want?
Yeah, but I think I'd want to play with it. So I worry, like, how do you fit all that goodness into a shoe and not wear like platforms? Like, end up being like my insole is like this much thicker. I mean, that and I also wonder, and I'm sure they have an answer for this. How do I go running or speed walking, which apparently is an Olympic sport? I learned they're speed walkers. But how do I do that without like sending a message every 5 steps or taking a selfie all the time?
So I actually looked at this. They actually have 2 different kind of modes that you can the modes in the app. So one is the fitness tracker one, where if you're in the fitness tracker mode, you can't accidentally set off your music or anything. And the other one is the one for shortcuts. That's where you can run all the shortcuts and stuff like that. The only time that you could set something off is the SOS feature, but they've made the SOS feature a little bit
hard to do on accident.
You wouldn't be doing that normally walking.
I'm a pretty good tapper. Like, I could sit in a meeting and tap my foot, like, and accidentally pull something out. Like, my phone would just start playing. Like,
yeah, but say it would be like 4 taps on your front on the front of your foot and like 8 taps on your heel. You're probably not doing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, something this is a good point. This is a good point.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this a backtrack or sack for you?
It's a back for me, just because it's one of those like, just add Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
My project next up is just add Bluetooth too, but this is exactly why it's like, wow, somebody thought long and hard and made it a really functional, not just a tracker, but actual like a control, whatever. Like I would be dancing all over. I'd just be like tapping around and changing my music track as I walked across the campus.
Imagine if you like hooked it up to your phone and had your
DDR.
phone be like your Prezi slide advancer.
That's right. Yes. Then I don't even have to do anything except for a kickball change, shuffle, slide, next slide.
Best classes ever.
Yes.
And people be like, how is he doing this? He's just dancing. And you're like, I'm just that good.
I'm just like, that right there is enough for me. I do love the Insolito for changing my Prezis up. It's good. I like this.
Okay, so on to our next project, which follows our theory. If you want to find a Kickstarter project, just add Bluetooth something, and you probably got a Kickstarter project.
I don't know how they've done this. Check this out. This is the next project that we have up, and it's another just add Bluetooth. This is, I think it's hilarious to even say it, but I love it. The Toasteroid. The first app-controlled smart image toaster, the Toasteroid. Get this. So, toast. I don't eat that much toast, but I like toast.
I think you need to eat more toast after the Toasteroid.
I do need to eat more toast. If I had a Toasteroid, I'd do it, because this is a sleek-looking, like, sexy machine. It's the future of toasters. I have the same toaster from when I was married 15 years ago. Like, I'm using the same toaster I got as a wedding gift. This thing is hot. Like, it looks sleek and sexy. And here's what it does. You put in 2 pieces of toast, and on your phone, you tell it what you want burned into that toast, and it will do whatever you want. It will burn whatever you want, right?
That's awesome.
So we've seen toasters that are like, hey, every piece of toast that comes out of here is a Darth Vader head. Yeah, that's cool if you want Darth Vader every morning of the week. But this one lets you sketch. It lets you, let me see if I can find them all. It lets you sketch your own, so you can doodle, right? So it's just like Etch-a-Sketch. You just draw something. Have the kids draw something. Hit toast. Bam. It comes out and they eat it. Weather. Again, part of that, like, why the hell not?
It's useful. This is how we're going to convince your wife. It's useful because you can tell the weather, and your kids can leave them like doodles before you go to work.
Yeah. I don't need to glance at my watch or my phone or ask Siri what the weather is. No, I just wait for the toast to pop up and it'll tell us. Dad, do I need a jacket today? I don't know. Let's check the toast. So that's, the weather will pop up on your toast. It'll tell you if it's rainy or what your temperature is. You can also do a message, so you can actually send a toast message to your loved one. So somebody with the toastering app could like draw you a picture, and then you with your toaster elsewhere could be like,
that's what I'd want. And like,
what's in your message?
I'd have you send me messages, so I have like daily drews,
and I would make them so inspiring. Be like,
so you don't want it the other way around, because I just start sending you dirty messages.
Yeah, no.
Badly drawn dirty messages.
No, mine would be totally inspiring. It would be like, head to the gym, Tubby. Like, yeah, that would be your breakfast message.
Carbo load, then head to the gym.
Except for I don't know that would fit on one of the toasts. I think you'd get like 3 letters. So every morning you'd get like, I don't even know what I'd draw a heart and I'd be like, good morning. But it would say like GMO or something. GMO. You can control the brownness. You can do all these kinds of cool things. They have this great funny bit where like, get reminders in a unique way. Right below that, it just says, get reminders like pay your bills. This guy's holding up a piece of toast that says, right there, pay bills. In case you weren't thinking about it yet.
I have a feeling your wife might use that, and it's
right?
like, pick kids.
pick kids. Yep, pick kids. Or receive a surprise at your lunch. Good. So, man, I don't toast that often, but after looking at this, I thought every meal I'd have a reason to toast just to get a new image going. So the bread industry is going to get a little boost. And they plan on doing wider slots, so you can do your whatever, the bruschetta and your larger rise and things. I don't know. They're all in there. This thing does everything. Honestly, it's the most expensive toaster you'll ever find. I was amazed down at the bottom of their site or the Kickstarter.
I do like their heat distribution time, because that's the problem with my toaster. I think one of my slots is actually heats up faster than the other one, so I'll have so I have to remember to swap in between if I like double do it.
Yep. There you go. This is amazing. They have a list of prices for the Toasteroid and then the KitchenAid, the Breville, the high class ones, and they have a $400 KitchenAid toaster. That just blows me away. It has extra long and wide slots, and it'll reheat and defrost. $400 for a toaster. I don't know where they found that. Theirs, though, by the way, I don't know if we got this, but theirs is about $85.
Yeah, I'm really tempted to get one now.
Yeah, right? I mean, for a guy that has the cold coffee maker and other toys.
I don't have the 10-minute cold coffee maker.
Oh, that's right.
I kind of want that, but I drink enough caffeine now.
That's all you need. This is $85. $85 for the main one, and that does two sides, 2 slices.
Yeah, who gets a single piece of toast? You get at least 2 pieces.
It only depends on one side. That's wonderful. You want one?
I wonder how much how well this would work on my Eggo waffles.
I don't. You'd be able to read it.
I kind of have a few boxes of Eggo waffles because noms.
Noms. That's. I bet. I don't know that you'd be able to read it, but I'm sure it would toast them up just fine. There's also a Toasteroid Mini that is only $59. So it'll do 2 toasts at a time, but only one of them gets printed on one side.
Oh, I'd rather have the full size one.
Full size.
If I'm paying more than $20 for a toaster, I better get double toasty.
I want 2 designs. Anyway, that is the Toasteroid, and that is a back for me because just add Bluetooth.
Yeah, why not? This is actually almost just add Bluetooth. It actually does have Bluetooth, I believe. And this was voted by you guys, and we now know, Drew, our listeners are alcoholics.
So I have a couple of guesses as who might have pushed this vote over the edge.
So, Drew, I know you don't drink, but have you heard of this kind of new hipster craze of these craft ciders? Different ciders made out of fruit. It kind of started out with apple cider, but now it's even kind of going into the root beer world where you have your alcoholic root beers.
Yep.
Our last project of the night is called the Alchema, and it is actually a way for you to turn your fruit in your home into your own craft cider.
Like, does it ferment it for you and then turn it?
It ferments it and everything. So the way it works is there's a phone app to it, and it's linked by Bluetooth, so you can actually go through the actual app and look for a recipe you want, and it'll tell you how much fruit you need. And what's cool about it is as you add the fruit into the fermenta or the Alchema, there's a internal scale on there, so it will tell you when to stop for each of the fruits. And then it will even tell you the kind of yeast you put in. Because in home brewing, depending on the kind of yeast, you need a different kind of yeast for wine versus kind of a different cider and stuff. So it will tell you what kind of yeast you need to use. And you just throw it in, add everything together, wait 1 to 2 weeks if you want a mead or a hard cider, and there you go.
So what is it? Wow, what is it doing inside of there in the meantime? Like
it's fermenting it. So the way it does it is it kind of just seals it up, keeps it in the dark, because of course when you're fermenting you need to keep it dark, and I believe it pressurizes it, if I remember.
So it was right to speed it up or something. I don't know. I mean,
well, no, it actually doesn't. It doesn't speed it up. That's actually how long it takes to make a cider.
Just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, for a wine, I think it takes a little longer. And yeah, so it makes sure you have the right temperatures, because that's a problem with home brewing too, is not getting the right pressure or your bottle's exploding.
Okay.
So it's good that it keeps with that, and it uses I said Bluetooth, but I believe it uses Wi-Fi actually to sensor it, so you can actually see the weight and everything. And it does have a UV light in it, so you don't get bad brews, because and stuff. Good sanitation on there.
Right.
And yeah, it just monitors the fermentation of it.
This is insane to me. Like, I mean, I know a lot of guys that do home brew and they build their own little hops and yeasty things, and this is insane. This is insane that you just, maybe it's my patience that it'd be like, wait, I put all this stuff in here and I wait a couple weeks? I want to drink right now. This is wild.
But yeah, that's about how long. I think wine takes 16 weeks, but mead and craft cider, mead takes less than 1 week, and craft cider takes 1 to 2 weeks.
You'd have if you're gonna make any wine, you'd have to buy 2 of these just to be like, all right, I'm making a batch of wine and I'll have that next season, and I'm making something for cider next week.
Yeah.
So how long does it? How much does it create? We're talking like liter, 2 liters.
I don't remember how much it actually makes.
I wonder. It's like invite your friends over. You can each have a sip.
Why does
It looks like a 2 liter. It looks a little smaller.
I thought I saw how much it said it was, but I don't see it. 5 extra recipes. It doesn't say, which is weird. Oh, maximum capacity, 2.4 liters, so about 3 wine bottles.
Okay. That's more than I thought, actually. So what is the price of this beauty? Because this is another one of those. Holy cow! Wow. Let's turn the kitchen over.
So if you have the super early bird, which is already gone, that's $300.
Okay.
Early bird, which is also all gone, $329. Semi early bird, which has about 18 as the time of recording, $360. Or the first shipment is $400.
Wow.
Which I don't.
Wow.
It's actually not that bad.
Wow. Yeah. If you're making your own like cider or hard wine or fermenting anything, like you pay a pretty penny for that. When somebody else does it for you.
Well, yeah, or you makeshift stuff together and hope it doesn't explode.
yeah, exactly. You play with fire. This does look like it's a very like set and dried like. Yeah.
And I love that. I love that scale thing too, where you can kind of measure. And what is cooler than like inviting your friends over and they're like drinking your kiwi strawberry cider, and they're like, "Where'd you get this?" And I'm like, "Well, I made it."
that is pretty cool. I do like that.
So is this a backtrack or Zach?
I would never drink the hard cider, but I'll track it.
Yeah,
I'll track it at that rate.
Because if you were gonna say track, I'm like, how are you gonna explain this to the wife?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a cool toy, honey.
KT said if I don't put the yeast in, it's still good. It makes juice.
I'm just trying to make some really good juice. Yep, I'll track it. That's an awesome idea.
This is a back to me because I just love the idea, and I love that it's about the size of a kettle or a coffee machine.
Right. And I think you could just tuck it in somewhere and not have to worry about it. Put it in a corner in the kitchen, and 2 weeks later, bam.
And there's a nice light on it, and you can monitor it because we're all data geeks. Because knowing me, I'd be like 2,000 miles away for work or something. I'm like, I wonder how my cider's doing. And just pull out my phone and check it right there.
You would. How's it doing? You'd wait for you like set it up with an if this then that and be like, tweet the world. It just tells everybody to tweet.
Ding!
My cider's ding ding ding. My cider's ready to go.
KT's awesome. Peach pomegranate cider is done. Don't break into his house. All right, now it is time for our Suck of the Week.
Woo, woo.
And I just barely realized this episode is kind of shoe heavy.
It's got a lot of shoes. Yep, a lot of Bluetooth and shoes.
So, and this is a little bit for you, Drew, because I don't use I use an Android, so I don't have an iPhone anymore. But have you ever had those situations where you're rushing out the door trying to put on your shoe and it just won't fit, and you're like, "Man, I wish my phone had a shoehorn on it."
Yes, all the time. No, absolutely not. I mean, yes, I put on my shoes and I rush out the door, and sometimes I do the stompy thing where like your foot's like crushing the back of the shoe, and it's like you're just hobbling down the stairs and figure I'll fix it as soon as I get in the car. But
and then you end up with ruined shoes.
Yeah, I do that on occasion, but I've never thought to myself, why don't I just stick a shoehorn on my phone? Well, that has never come to me.
Well, maybe you should, because the IO cover is exactly that. Is a phone case with a shoehorn on it.
They took a case and put a shoehorn on it. Oh, wow. How does that fit in your pocket? I guess it looks like it wraps up pretty nice.
It's going to be, and you get to pick the wonderful colors, the Model T colors of black and black.
Yeah. It's good.
100% made in Germany. Oh, I actually know
German
somebody.
engineering.
I actually know some people in Bavaria.
Oh, you should
So
get them on
I
this.
should be
Let
like,
them know.
hey, does he want this? But the way it works is you kind of flip it over and you can just use it as a shoehorn.
Huh.
Oh, it does fit the Samsung Galaxy S7, except I don't have a Galaxy S7. But it does, 5S.
What kind of like feet? Do you have to have a certain size foot for this thing to be able to like shoehorn you in? Like my fingers work pretty well as shoehorns. I don't know. I'm not. This is unbelievable.
You should hurry because the early backer ones for $11. There's only 98 out of 100 left.
Okay, now that astounds me. That they're looking for $110,000. That's a lot for a shoehorn case. Most phone cases, I don't think, ask for that much. Maybe, I don't know. That seems like a lot. But they've already raised $2,200. $2,200. People have said, yes, I want a shoehorn on my phone. And if I remember right, yes, in the video, they show a picture of the phone sitting on a table and using the shoehorn as the prop. So it's like, kickstand, which makes sense.
Multi-use.
However, that's gross. That's just gross. I don't want my dirty foot or somebody else's dirty foot shoe on my table.
Yeah. Do you like? I don't know shoehorn etiquette, but do you like share? Or
I don't think you're supposed to share shoehorns, and I think you just like leave them hanging somewhere. You don't even lay them down; they just hang. But that astounds me that they've got $2,200. I'm not sure.
And then only like 3 backers. Yeah, 3 backers.
Wow. Okay, so that helps me to at least fathom the amount of money that's in there. I appreciate the traction. That's not going anywhere. My case has to be smooth and like fit in the pocket, and putting a shoehorn, which is a rounded object.
What if you use it as like a money clip? It looks like you could sort of use it as a money clip too.
Then every morning when you go to flip your shoes on, you pop open the shoehorn, all the money falls out, and then you stick it in the shoe, get your foot on, and then you spend all the same time you would have spent getting the shoe on, picking up all the money that just flopped out of your money
you're
clip.
Rich anyways. You just leave the money laying around near your door.
I love the prototype. I love that they're aiming, they're aiming for something new and crazy, but I don't see this as a problem.
Yeah, and like at least use an updated phone. This is like an iPhone 5. That's in this picture.
Just pick the phone I had. That's what I got. I love a good sack of the week.
Yeah,
and sometimes I feel bad. Like,
but that's I mean, like $110,000 for this, really. Yeah.
Really? I feel like there's a missing connection of what
and at least give some more like meat to what you're using for the $110,000 because you just like it's a shoehorn.
I'm gonna go mass produce it. I want to mass produce my shoehorn. Injection molding, that does cost a lot. That's probably about the right price for injection molding, but there's got to be some other.
Yeah, and give me some like background on where you come from, because
there's no background
nothing.
there.
There's no background or anything, and shoehorn.
It's pretty ridiculous. Now, our runner-up sack of the week, by the way, was a project that was looking for $50
to write a Kickstarter exclusive article on why people like anime.
And so I found that one very, very, again, like both of them kind of have this lack of like market research. If you stop and think for a minute and do a little bit of digging around on the internet, you'll find that nobody needs a shoehorn and a phone together, and B, there are enough articles already written.
There are articles that people post for free. And if you look, actually, the other person, they actually had they've done 3 projects. One got canceled. The second one was like an article on why people don't believe in Christ or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And then she went with the anime article. And I'm like, $50 can get me a subscription to the Wall Street Journal and get professional writers.
Right. Well, and the other thought is like, even if, and she's offering ebooks or whatever in this way, but there's another platform for that, and like Patreon.
Yeah.
Jump on Patreon and say, give me 10 cents every article and get 100 people to give you 10 cents per article. That people don't, they don't bat an eye, and you still make your money.
How much do writers even get per article?
Depends, like 30, 35, 40, depending on, if they're writing like freelance type of stuff.
So she's like asking for even above the norm.
Yeah, above the standard. Yeah. Anyway, that's my other sack of the week. I love that backup. It's just weird.
Yeah. So if you guys have suggestions for sacks of the week, or regular projects, or news items, or you just want to say hi to Drew and I,
yeah, you can say hi.
shoot us an email, kickcast@ktdata.net. I really still want to hear Drew's theme song, so send those suggestions in.
Yes. What should I do? Because school starts in like a week and a half. Like, what should I do?
Yes, we need to show these. Are you teaching freshmen this year?
I do have some youngins,
we need to show these freshmen that Drew is the bomb.
I need some pyrotechnics. I need like the burst, the confetti cannons. I need to just have like a full like, boom! I walk through the door and everybody's like, yeah!
Like, are you gonna give them the full like posse treatment too? And there's like a posse that walk through.
You come in with me like a little entourage, or even maybe even a lead in. Yeah.
I can see it when you're reading the syllabus too. These guys, if they say office hours are over, office hours are over.
If you see my team and they flag you off, they wave you off, then it's not time.
Yeah.
Just walk away. I love the way you think.
Oh, Drew, thank you so much. I know, don't get eaten by a bear, because that's why for all you live listeners, that's why we're recording a day early, because Drew is headed off to the woods. So please don't get eaten by a bear. I don't know what I would do. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. And thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the show. And IO cover guy, good luck with the shoehorn. Of course, if you want to see any of these and you missed it on our lower thirds, because I'm terrible at switching and talking at the same time, but usually I get them in.
It's hard.
Head on over to kickcast.net for the show notes, and our next live episode will be September 30th, and we're going to reach episode 100. Maybe.
Wow, 100 on the 30th. That's a huge deal.
We might have some cake.
We should probably have something, like even a candle or something. Cake.
Ooh, me and fire. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, we should just go with cake.
yeah. But I might back this toaster. Maybe we'll have this toaster. Nah, we won't have the toaster. Wouldn't that be cool to have the toaster for that and just like pop up a KickCast logo?
Make it work. I'll call him. I'll get my
or
toaster
not September 30th, August 30th. Thank you.
August 30th.
I don't know. These keep computer things. They just do whatever they want. So until then, my friends, bye-bye.
Good night.